Hey guys, I wanted to come on and give you a quick overview of my current knits, the ones that I've completed most recently for myself. So I have 3 that I'm going to show you today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the patterns. I'll link the creators and kind of how long approximately they took me, how much I liked doing them, and obviously the name of the pattern as well. So this one here, my first one today, is called the Giselle Cardi. It's got this really beautiful, basically like a knit pearl kind of plaid, if you will. I really enjoyed making this sweater. I really love how it fits, where it sits. Going out for dinner tonight, honestly, I might wear this out. My only beef with the sweater, which is not an issue with the pattern, it's just maybe the yarn that I used, is that it does kind of thin out on the shoulders and I think it's the weight, like the weight of the yarn that kind of pulls on it. So it's a little bit thinner there, and then it's kind of thicker down here. You can't see my skin through it as much, where you can see, the skin of my shoulder through that. Not really worried about that. I honestly think that it's fine. And so this sweater, again, the Giselle Cardi, the Groovy Guava on Instagram was the one that made it, like the pattern. And this one I actually did as a product test for her. Some people added buttons to it. I love it without buttons. It was a larger size needle. I can't remember exactly what size it was. And obviously it's a thicker yarn that I used as well. So this knit up super quickly, like it did not take me long at all, which was nice. And honestly, this is something that I might consider making as like a gift for a friend, because it was so easy and frankly painless to make. This is one that I would definitely recommend. Like 10 out of 10, would knit again, probably will knit again. I swear, every time I put this sweater on, I'm like, oh my God, I need like 10 of these. I need to wear it every day. I also did wear it to work one day, or a couple of days, and I didn't find it to be too hot. These sleeves, again, they're a little bit thicker down here, but the way that it thins out up top is kind of nice to like alleviate a little bit of that heat. So it just depends, what you're doing and what your use for it is. So that was the only cardigan that I've completed for myself. And then I have 2 sweaters. So this one here is a beautiful color. It was knit with a triple strand of mohair in copper color by Knitting for Olive. I love the way that this sweater looks, particularly when it's just kind of like sitting. I love the cables. I'm looking at it now and I can see a stitch that I messed up that I've never seen. Never noticed that one before. That should be a pearl and it's a knit. Anyways, so I'm gonna throw this one on. I really thought that I would love the triple strand. I thought it would be so soft and luxurious. It is soft, but I find it itchy. I don't know if that's just me, if there's anything that I can do about it, but I do find it a little bit itchy. I usually tuck it in just a little bit at the front there to give it that little bit of shape. Couple of things with this pattern that I'm not a super fan of. The one is the collar. You can't really tell because of my hair, but it kind of pulls out to the sides rather than like kind of draping forward like I think a collar should. It kind of pulls outwards a little bit. So that I'm not a super fan of. I don't know if maybe I should have done a larger size, and it's, maybe my shoulders are too wide for the pattern. So sometimes I'll pull it up like this and then I feel like it looks a little bit better. This is the sleeves. It's all very nice, and I love to brag that I made this sweater because I feel like it just looks, again, so beautiful. Such a small stitches that it is. These cables are just absolutely gorgeous. They took a long time to learn and kind of figure out. I did post a tutorial on YouTube as well that was kind of one of these stitches. I went too far. I had to learn how to take them back, fix them, that kind of thing. The pattern itself, I also found the neckline very difficult. As you can see a little bit here, it's not quite what it should be. On the back was when I kind of managed to figure it out. But this collar took me so many tries to get it right. Like I probably did it, took it apart, did it, took it apart, like at least 5 times before I kind of figured out what the pattern was trying to tell me to do. So I did find it a little bit frustrating, especially working on this part, but I persevered, I made it through. And again, it's one of my favorite pieces to kind of brag about. Overall, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10, sorry. It's so beautiful, but there's so many things about it that I wish were a little bit different. And this yarn was very expensive. So I feel like there's a level of guilt to it as well, where I'm like, I should be wearing this all the time to get my money's worth, but I just don't love it the way that I wish that I loved it. So maybe it'll grow on me. If you have any tips for the collar now that it's done, because the collar was first, so none of this is coming apart to redo the collar. But if there's something I'm missing, please let me know. And then the last one that I have to show you today is this one. It's called the Ivy sweater. I can't remember exactly. I think it's Woolbird Knits on Instagram, was who I got the pattern from, and I'll link her. You can tell with my homemade ones, I don't tend to put the yarn. I will kind of leave the tails hanging out a little bit, partly because I'm scared that if I trim them, it's just gonna unravel. I know it's not going to, but that's what keeps me up at night. So this is the sweater. I absolutely love it. I love the pattern in it. I love how it looks. I love how it feels. This yarn is so soft. I'll have to look back and see what yarn I used. I do not remember. I love, again, the pattern. I love the collar. I love the way that the collar sits. I love the raglan increases underneath on the back. This sweater, I feel like, is just the perfect sweater. And also, so I've worn this one to work quite a few times. It's so breathable. That was one other thing with this one. It's hot. It's so hot. But yeah, this is so breathable. I love to wear it. My only beef with this sweater is my own fault. The color of it, I feel like the beige kind of washes me out. I'm already kind of pale to begin with. So I should have, in hindsight, picked a different color, but I also just love it. I love how warm and cozy it is, but also breathable. It's so perfect with like a vest on top in the fall. Yeah, so overall, I would give this probably a 10 out of 10 as well. I absolutely loved doing this. Okay, actually, sorry. I will give it a 9 out of 10 because all of these stitches, they were a little bit finicky, which is what gives it their beauty as well. Like if it was just a straight across, like easy stitch, it probably wouldn't get a higher rating because that would kind of be boring. So you know what, I amend it again. This would be a 10 out of 10 because it was so fun going through it and knitting it as well. So there we are, final looks. I wish I'd done it in like a blue like this, but ultimately I'm happy with it. I'm so excited that, I can knit things like this. Like it's honestly crazy to think that 2 years ago I was not knitting, and now here I am. I made myself these 3 beautiful sweaters. I made some sweaters, some cardigans for my family and friends. This is the one that I'm working on right now. It's called the Wilson sweater by Knitting for Olive. You can kind of see what it's gonna look like. I think this would be really cute as a tee, but I am planning on making it a long sleeve sweater. But maybe I'll do like a tee afterwards. This one is 1 strand mohair and 1 strand merino wool. I'm hoping I don't regret the mohair because I do, again, usually find it itchy. It's funny because when I'm like rubbing it on my face or whatever, I'm like, oh, it feels so soft. But then when I wear it, it kind of feels like itchy and not soft. So anyways, thanks for watching.